Welcome guys. In this video I want to talk about parameters that you can pass with the function. uh, what kind of parameters you can pass, what is name parameters, what is default parameters, and what is most importantly, what is Vararg keyword. In the Vararg means VARE, Vararg, variable arguments, right? Which means, so let's talk about that in this video. Let me remove this code for now, and I'm just gonna remove this as well. Suppose I want uh, I want to pass some numbers, and I want to get a maximum number of all of those. So how would we do that? So first of all, let's suppose we have a list of number, so we can pass list here, and then we can iterate through the list and get the maximum number. But we don't want to pass the list. Instead, we want to pass numbers directly. uh, However, list will be more efficient way to do that. But suppose we don't want to pass the list, and we just want to pass the variable numbers of numbers, right? So we don't know how many numbers we'll pass. So in that case, we write the keyword where arg, which means there is no certain numbers of keyword that will pass. Kotlin will just take any numbers of keyword that we pass. We can pass one keyword, one parameter, 10 parameters, 100,000 millions of parameters we can pass at the time as well. So that doesn't matter. So that is what this var keyword means, variable argument. So now I'm gonna pass number in the form of integers, right? And the return type of this function will be integers, obviously. So yeah, that's one more another thing. If we don't see any return type of this function, if we are not returning anything, that means the return type is void, right? Just like in Java there's void. We don't use void keyword in Kotlin. uh, However, the keyword for no return type is unit, right? So we are gonna return a value, so we can get a different kind of function in this video. So the how we can declare a return type is to, at the end of the function, and braces, we write colon and we write return type integer. So now we will count the maximum number of from this, right? uh, so let's take a variable var x equals to uh, the first number. I take the first number from this argument. Then I'll take a for loop for I in num. Then we'll check for each number in the arguments if that is greater than the first number or not. So for every I in numbers, if it's greater than I is, okay, if statement, if I is greater than x, will replace the value of x with I, right? And at the end of the for loop, we'll return the value of x. Now at the time of calling this function, we'll have to pass some arguments. We can use any number of arguments. I'm just gonna pass arguments like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? So now if we run the program, we'll get the maximum value of these parameters that we have passed. Okay, to print something, we first have to uh, print it, right? So let's take a variable max number equals to, so we'll get the return whatever we get written in this x. uh, we'll get store that in the max number variable, and then we'll print that max number. So now if we run our program, we'll see the maximum number of this parameters printed on the console, 10, right? So another cool thing of this Vararg is, suppose we have, let's take an array, well, array of nums equals to, now I want to take integer, array of integers. So I'm just gonna use int array of, then I'll pass 11, 12 and 13, and now I want this array to be a part of this parameters. So what we can do here, uh, at the end or at the middle or wherever we want, it doesn't matter, we can use asterisk, and then we type the array of number, and this way now if we run the program, we'll get the maximum value of 13. So this is another thing that you can do with Vararg keyword as well. So now let's see what is named argument and what is default arguments, right? Let me get rid of this first. We'll just print something on the screen, and that way we'll see the difference between default and named arguments. So I'm gonna pass the name as string, and another parameter will be age of type integer, and I'm gonna pass 18 already. And I'll print something on the screen like print my name is $name, whatever it is, and my age is age. So now while calling the function, let's call it my first function, we have to pass the name, obviously. So I'm gonna pass the name, but as you can see, we don't need to pass another parameter as we have already defined it here. So this is called the default parameter, right? So now if we run the program, we'll see my name is Dhruv and my age is 18. But now if I give the value here like 24, and now if I run the program, it will print 24 instead of 18, right? So that's one thing to be keep in mind. And what is named argument? Let's say this way, if we pass the argument, we have to give the arguments in the order. We cannot pass 24 and then a string of name. We cannot pass anything like this, right? So if we don't remember the order of parameters, so we can do one thing, is that we can write age equals to 25, and then we can write name equals to row. This way, sorry, it should be string. This way we don't have to think too much about the order of the parameters, and the output will be same. So this is called the named argument, right? You use the keyword of this variable, and then you pass. So these are the default arguments, name parameters, and the Vararg keyword that we have seen in this video. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.